Hey guys, this is Mokomi, and today I'm going to show you my rebuilding Minecraft fortress. It self-builds itself and then repairs if any damage is sustained. And it does this with cobblestone generators using lava and water and pistons. And in each of these obsidian rings up here, there's redstone circuits that also have clocks in them that will constantly be pushing the pistons out to basically shape and form the cobblestone that comes out. And starts from down here. This is the floor level with the obsidian, and there's lava and water. Some of it's concealed, and so the pistons are below here, and it'll start pushing it up, and it goes all the way up until it gets to the level right there, and then it gets pushed inward to make the first ceiling up there. And then right after that, this ring right here pushes it up and makes the second tier of the building. And then right after that, it goes into this one and it pushes it in to make the final roof of the second floor. And even though some of it's not updating, all these actually are pulsing in and out. And it's also, as I'll explain later, but it's important to have these powered on for the shortest amount of time so that they stay, so that when they're extended, they aren't extended for very long. So it gives it time for the piston before it to push the cobblestone into its spot, since it won't actually push the cobblestone if the piston is extended and blocking it. Alright, now that I've shown you the framework of it, I'm going to hook up the final piece of the circuitry to the pistons that raise the cobblestone that forms between the lava and the stone. So just gotta connect this here and we can watch it go. Hope you enjoy. But yeah, recently for me it's been quite laggy on first startup when so many blocks are being generated. So bear with me for a little bit here. It will stop lagging soon. So basically, after going up, it gets pushed in right there, and when it crosses over this, it gets pushed up to form this wall, and then pushed in to form the ceiling. And once the ceiling's formed, then it will start forming the floor down here. And even though it looks like nothing's going on over there, it's just because so many things are updating that you need to get closer to it. Or I thought. Oh, never mind. Yeah, this is the part that builds slower, because it has to fill up this, and then that one, and then that one down the line. Same from the other side. Okay. So basically while we were looking down here, the entire roof formed, and it just has a couple small things left to fill in. So most of the structure is built right away, and then slows down just because of the ordering for certain parts. But once it's finished, any damage will be repaired extremely fast. Basically, no matter where it is. Oh, unless if you blew up this. But yeah, now I'm gonna go and give you a view from the outside. Oh yeah, I accidentally unattached that. Oh well. Yeah, that one fixed itself. This one, I think I accidentally unattached a piston down there, so yeah, oh well, it's not that important. It's just for this area right here. Alright, I'm gonna go get a nice view from over here on what the final structure actually looks like. Come on. Yes. Need to be a little bit higher. But yeah, I really tried to make something that had like detail to prove that it could be done like that with the zigzag type pattern, and then multiple stories, and the fact that there's actually like no exposed redstone. Well, except for this right here, which this is actually the floor, the ground level, so it would be underground and you wouldn't see it or be able to damage it. So this one has multiple floors and the wiring's all encased, so it's safe from most harm, as we'll talk about later. But yeah, here it is from the outside. Alright, now I'm going to show you TNT blowing up on it and how fast it, and a demonstration of how fast it can repair itself. And a thing to note is that that pretty much any cannon like shot from the outside or creeper blowing up from the outside can't damage anything no matter what, because all the circuits are inside of these, and there's obsidian. And the only opening that it's vulnerable to is where the pistons come out. And if you want to make it so that any explosions on the inside it's invulnerable from, you can basically encase it with like the pistons would be along this route, and then encase it with 2 layers of obsidian on both sides, so that like you'd have to dig 3 spaces to get to the piston. So currently mine isn't safe on the inside if you get close to the walls, but you could edit it like that, or you could modify it so it can be. Alright. And the roof right here can come from either side, so it repairs very quickly. And with these, like, the cobblestone has to work or be passed along, like, I don't know, like 5 pistons on the way here, so it's getting, none of the blocks are getting stuck anywhere, so it repairs very nicely even up here. And I can also show you, well, it might actually be hard to put TNT in here. Oh, that's interesting. It was like closing up on it right when it did that, and then it didn't blow up like anywhere. It's actually very cool. Trying to get it. Alright. Oh, I never actually closed that off. And from the blast that close, it didn't actually even damage any of the pistons, even though I left some obsidian out accidentally, apparently. I was leaving like easy entrance points to reset the circuits while I was modifying it. But yeah, it repairs extremely fast in most of the areas. Some places are a little bit slower. I forget which ones it were, or it was. Oh, actually, this is the part that is slow, but it's only slow if these walls or the ceiling are damaged, because those take priority, because it gets fed from over here, and then these pistons will push it up and then over there. But if these are all full, then it just pushes it sideways to make the floor. So you could see a decrease if it's taking damage like everywhere, like if it was sieging the castle or something, but it wouldn't be too bad. But this, from any of the rebuilding fortresses I've seen, this one will rebuild the fastest and has the most protection and insulation from the outside. And with a few more changes, I could make it basically indestructible, but haven't quite gotten around to doing that. Need a lot more obsidian. would do a lot at once, except for I'm afraid that it will propel shit directly into the pistons, which and I haven't done the extra 2 layers of obsidian I was talking about, which could protect it. But yeah, it's yeah, even close to all those pistons, it didn't break any, which is a good sign. Yeah, this thing took a lot of work to get it working and all that, and a few more changes that can really be cool, but it kind of held me back with just the amount of setting up it took, and it can be quite laggy when you first start it up. I was actually going to re-record the beginning of it with it working right, but it was lagging so bad that I couldn't, and I don't know why, because it's almost the same as when I recorded it a couple months ago when I was first going to make the video. But now it's like lagging like crazy. Actually, it's lagging right now because I'm leaving all the items on the ground. And if you made an automatic farm harvester, you know that leaving items on the ground, or hundreds of items, builds up quite a bit. Wahaha. Anyone that tries to invade here will be sorely disappointed. In a future video, I hope to have automatic TNT launchers from all sides and just bombard the walls like mad and see how well it holds up. Though I'm afraid of the performance of the video might lag a lot. I mean, when I'm not recording though, like with everything on and it built, I mean, I still get like 30 FPS with like normal or far distance, so it's not too bad. But you'll definitely see a hit on your FPS with this much redstone constantly going on. So keep that in mind if you plan on building one. I'd recommend making one, or making a base that's smaller. But I wanted more. It was more of like a proof of concept, and building a building that was multi-tiered and like having floors and ceilings, while still having extremely fast rebuilder rate and all that. I've kind of been rambling on, but I hope you liked it, and want to see more, please comment and subscribe, and give me any ideas or suggestions. Thanks. Alright, now I'm going to show you all the wiring and how the cobblestone is actually formed. And here's the floor of the building, which is obsidian, so that you can't break it down any further and expose this area. And I'll extend it over the lava, but kept it open for purposes of showing. So basically there's a 2 deep well right here of lava, and then 2 cobblestone right here, and below that is a piston pushing up, a regular piston. So basically when the spot right here is opened up, the lava that fell down into the gap below it, the source, will go into the water, and the water will go into there, and they'll form cobblestone, and then the piston will just keep pushing it up as it's formed. And so basically, to keep the pistons pushing up and at the right time, I made this type of a repeater clock. And basically what you wanted to do is to keep the power to the redstone, or to all the pistons. You basically wanted to have a certain delay and then have it on for as brief of a moment as possible, because you want to you want to keep the power off so the piston's closed and that the water and lava has the most time to form. And then as soon as it's formed, you want to push it up really quickly and then come down really quickly. So in order to do that, you want this, the one going to the redstone that's like attached to all the repeaters, you want it to be at the shortest setting, which is 0.1 seconds right there. And then the rest is just timing. I have it. This one's set to 1, then 4, 4, 4, 4, 1. And every time you log out, or at least in multiplayer, every time you log out or unload the chunk, you gotta reset it. So to do that, I just, on one of the sides here, you just put a redstone torch down and then destroy it immediately, because you want the pulse on it to be as narrow as possible. So just like that. As you can see, it repaired the wall that the hole that I had made. And essentially, I have another couple sets of these, and I'll go show you those. Alright, now I'm going to show you the next set of pistons that's in this ring up here that pushes the top of the wall inward. And basically, the pistons can only push up to 12 blocks, so alright, when I get to the top, I have pistons here that will, like all along this wall, that will push them in and form this wall. And essentially I have this so that it's or the pistons are only on these two longer sides here and across, and they push 12 in, so this is 24 spaces wide so that they meet like right in the center and can fill up the whole thing. Now to create the second tier up here, I had to build another layer of pistons. Right now everything's turned off, which is why I won't rebuild. Oh yeah, it's over here. So basically I have this other ring that you could probably see from inside when you looked up before. And once everything's completely closed off so that the circuit's protected with obsidian, for like when TNT or creepers or whatever, essentially there's just this one access point outside. This wall will regen, but you can destroy it fast enough and get in, and you'll just like reset it right here, and same on the other side. But right now it's open to walk, so I can show you what it looks like. But yeah, this whole head space will be covered in obsidian, and this is the floor to above. So to reset these, it's essentially the same same deal as before. Oh yeah, and same principles above, but you don't want it to be actually in like the same rhythm as the other one, because it can actually make it so that the pistons will never push at the right time, because they're or that the piston will be like extended right when the other piston tries to push it up, and so the block can't go there, and they'll just get stuck. So you kind of want to have different time delays on each of the piston rings. And this one, okay, this one is set to 4, and then 1, 4, 1. And essentially the ones pointing to the redstone wire you want it to have on the short delay. The other ones are long. And alright, so to set it, just the same thing with the redstone torch. And just because of the space constraints and not being able to walk around in here once it's built, you gotta set both sides. That also works to reset it if one of them's stuck lit. And these will all push up. So the ones that you just saw pushed up and made these walls, and I actually left these gaps right here, and the redstone circuit is right below this. And I could have made the ring down there bigger in order to hold the repeater clock, but I decided not to, so it wasn't as bulky and weird looking, and just left these gaps here. They can just be like entranceways or what. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna decorate it, or just leave it as it is. But the corners, actually, I wasn't able to. You just can't really wire it in this space constraint to get the corner, so it looks a little weird and has gaps in the corner. But that's not a big deal. It just leaves up this gap. And from seeing me use that command, I'm on the multiplayer server right now. So this works both in single player and multiplayer. Alright, now at the top here I just have pistons pushing inward to make the final roof. And it's the same deal as before. And I also have pistons on 2 of the walls, and they push inward and fill up this whole gap here. Yeah. And also with that entranceway that I was talking about earlier that I left, it actually makes it so you don't fill in this floor, but I can just put obsidian here or whatever. Not that important. And now that I've figured all this, I'll have well, when it's all put together and everything, this is all closed off, and the TNT won't be able to get to it and destroy the redstone. There's one vulnerability really, and that's just if you get TNT really close to these pistons, it can blow through the piston and could cause some damage, but it's relatively unlikely. Also, I wanted to show you guys that for the wiring, when the pistons are pointed upward like this, you have a block right underneath them, like this one right here, and the repeater goes right into it. And so from the repeater clock, they all are attached, but every once in a while the signal runs out, so I add a repeater like this and then just wire it back in, and I just do that whenever the pistons allow it, essentially. I do it like after a row, and then it changes, and then there's room to do it, and just keeps going around. So there is a slight offset as it goes around, because each of these are like another 0.1 second delay, but they don't all need to go up in unison anyway.